Never before has humanity gone through the door into so much war potential that they are going to destroy their world, you see? And so I am here to let you know that I have to be the one that will change the trajectory of humanity, because humanity is going to have to learn to take a back seat when they where they will learn to repeat the lessons that I give to them. And they will say, "What's the problem today? What's the problem today? Why do I have to sit back here when others get to move up front?" And I will say, "Because you didn't learn your lesson today. You did not learn your lesson today. Do you not understand the simplicity of the current story that has been told to you over and over again, and you don't listen? And so I have to sit you down like a bunch of kindergartners that are throwing blocks and breaking their toys and making a lot of noise, and they don't seem to be able to get along, do they? They don't seem to be able to get along with the ones who tell them to please be quiet so that we can listen to the teacher, you see. I am your teacher. I am the God of the universe, and I am your father, you see. And I am protecting your mother, Earth, from your tendency to throw your tantrums, to create all your drama, and to live for the violence that you see all around you on the silver screen and in your iPhone windows, you see. You don't understand if you can't sit down and listen that I have to take your hand and take you home, you see, because you're not ready for the earth today. You're not ready to live on earth because you cannot seem to understand how it works in the rotation between heaven and earth. So you need to go home today and say, "I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry I didn't appreciate you. I'm sorry I didn't appreciate all you do for me. I'm sorry I was just a little brat who was at the cinema when they showed me how to be so violent, you see. They showed me all those guns, and they showed me the Huns, and they showed me the runs that people make when you make a lot of noise, you see. And you say, "Hey, here's a lot of noise today," and people run away when they hear those bombs explode, and they run away, you see, from each other because they cannot understand how to play together. And so the only way for the ones who say, "I don't want to play that way. I don't want to throw blocks. I don't want to tell lies. I don't want to spread misinformation. I don't want to listen to those conspiracy theories that are just full of your fears, you see, because your flurries of worries are eating you alive. They're eating you alive. When I look at you, your energy is so dark and dreary that I say, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Why are you like that? You are fouling your nest. And when the kindergartner children run around and throw their plastic in the streams and run their machines that spew fumes into the air and try to destroy my world by cutting down the trees and digging out all the resources you see that I had planned to keep you safe for hundreds of thousands of years, then I say, time for my dears to learn a lesson. They cannot continue to do this. I have given you the opportunity to grow, you see, in a way that would allow you to say, hey, I don't have to do it your way because I can figure it out on my own. I can figure it out on my own because that's the only way that you will learn to stay connected to me when you figure it out on your own. Because the moment you figure it out is the moment you come back to me and say, God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I didn't figure it out sooner. I didn't figure it out sooner, but now I have, and I'm going to be your friend, you see. So let all the others who and their brothers who have a different point of view and prefer to be the ones who destroy their own country fall into the rising sea because that's what's going to happen to them. And they can rebuild their homes if they want. And I'll just send another storm to take them out, you see, because they don't listen to me. They don't listen to me. They don't understand that they have fouled their own nest. And it doesn't matter how many houses you build on shifting sand, because you see, the sand beneath your house will wash away. I am not talking simply about the houses you build in the physical realm. I'm talking about your spiritual houses, you see. The ones that are your soul devices for the crisis that is upon you. You see, your spiritual house is the one you have built on solid rock. And if you have not found a solid rock to build upon, then you have not a leg to stand upon. And you will be so sad, you see, when you come home to me. Now I understand the lay of the land. And I know that it's very, very, very difficult to accept what I say here because for so long you have run amok in my world, you see. And now you have smashed your truck over your neighbor's head, and he has bled and said, I don't want to play with you anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore. I want to find the ones who will be kind to me, and they won't smash their truck over my head, and they won't throw blocks, you see. They will trust on reality. They will trust on God, you see. And they will understand that the lay of the land is always changing, you see. It's always changing. And so you have to go with the flow. I am not here to hear all about the fear that causes you to run away from me, because I am dear to my children, you see, who trust on me. And I don't want to be the one who has to keep telling you to change your point of view and grow up, you see. However, the world will never be the same world that you see today, because it's going to change, you see. It's going to change not only in the physical way, it's going to change in a spiritual configuration. And those of you who can't figure it out, you'll have to go to the back of the bus, because the rest of us want to be free of your violence, you see. We want to be free of your ego that wants to be the one who will know the way to play hard and fast with reality. Now the time has come to change, you see, and change will come to you when you change your point of view. I am here with my dear, and I have chosen to be very, very clear in the way I speak to her. I speak to her through the access to the Trinity, because the Trinity will always be the fundamental basis for your reality. There will be you, me, and the world you see, and that is reality. And if you want to know how to go a different way, then you have only to ask, and you will be guided, you see. But those of you who turn away and say, I just have to continue to repeat all the misinformation today, because then other people will say, well, you're a nice person, aren't you? Aren't you nice to repeat all that misinformation? And if someone does say it's a lie, please don't say that it's true. You get all upset and you say, well, aren't you stupid today? Just because it's a lie doesn't mean that it isn't nice, you see. It's nice to lie to people. And those people who think it's nice to lie to others are the ones who will have to take a seat in the back of the bus because they make a fuss whenever anyone tells them the truth, you see, because the truth will set you free. And they don't want to be free. They're not ready to be free because, you see, then they would have to take responsibility for themselves, you see, and they'd rather throw their blocks and bang each other with the clocks off the wall because the clocks off the wall did fall on the ground, you see, because the time is up. The time is up, and those who have learned to be free will come back to me, and the rest of you will have to do your penance, you see, because your penance is to be the one who will have to see that you weren't so smart after all, were you, when you told those lies and said, well, it's nice to tell lies, and you need to apologize to me if you tell the truth. And those who refuse to apologize for telling the truth without rancor and without condemning anyone, because if you know the truth, there is no condemnation in it at all. Those who speak the truth are those who lift the veil. And those who lift the veil, you see, are the ones who let in the light. And the light will shine bright on your flaws, you see. And the only flaw you really have is your trust on the lies. Even though you realize that they are false, you see, you still trust on them because you trust on the ego, you see. And the ego says, you have to tell a lie, dear, because if you don't tell a lie, then you will fry, because God will punish you for telling the truth, you see. And that is the sad, sad story of humanity. It is a sad story, people. And now I will be a little more firm with you. And I am the one who is talking here because Stephanie doesn't really want to have anything more to do with you. She really doesn't, because she has a lot of other things to do. Just to take care of her family and to live in peace and harmony and to accept my guidance, you see. And so she will agree to help me to get through to you in the most clear fashion. Well, she gets to be free of the drama and the violence and the hatred that you spew on one another, you see. If you think you're nice by spreading lies and refusing to be wise by opening your eyes, then so be it. I will hold you accountable for your lies, you see. And if you spread lies, then lies will be spread about you. Because that's the way that you learn, you see. You have to get the other point of view. If you publish misinformation on Facebook or you run a scam to try to mislead people to get them to give you money, or you try to mislead people in order to have them vote for you so that you can feed your ego on the U.S. Constitution, then God help you. God help you. Because God will help you to realize that your eyes are weighted down. You see, they're weighted down by those gold coins that keep you from appearing to be alive and to thrive when you are dead inside. You are dead to everything except the money, aren't you? And the honey that flows to you so you can feed the ego that would take everything from you. It will take everything from you. And you don't need to act surprised when I tell you that I have crying eyes, because you know that I know everything about you. I know everything about you. And if that frightens you, then it must be because there's something that you don't want me to see, even though I've already seen it, you see. So you just close your eyes and run away and pretend that you can escape from me. You can't escape from reality. You cannot destroy the Trinity. All you destroy is the joy. And the toys that I give to you are in your present, you see. They are the present I give to you. And if you can't enjoy the present, then the present will be taken back from you. And you'll have to live in the past, you see, because what has passed is the long tail that you drag behind you, and that tail has gone stale because it is the story of a people who became the earthlings in order to be happy, you see, and instead they swallowed the lies and they did not trust on the ones who tried to tell them about me. And so they built their churches, you see, to try to be smarter than the ones who trusted on me. Because the ones who trust on me don't need a steeple, you see. All they need is a heart. Because the heart is always the part of you where I dwell and where you dwell in me. And if you don't understand the capacity of duality to sustain life, then you aren't even ready for kindergarten. You need to go back to nursery school so that you can be schooled on the basic principles of life. Because the basic principles of life are that you exist and I exist. And therefore we are two. Not one, we are two. Those people who say that There is only one. Do not understand the Trinity unless they also understand duality, because duality is the capacity of the one to become three. You see, it is three in one. It is me, it is you, and it is reality. We have gone over this before, and I suggest if you haven't figured it out yet, you go listen to some of those previous videos that have been posted for your benefit, because there is no longer going to be any interest for Stephanie in trying to convince you that you can be free of anxiety and live in the best day ever, every day. Because if you haven't figured it out yet, then it's too late to wait for the next bus, you see, because the next bus is not coming to save you. The next bus is not coming to lift you up into outer space, where you will be protected by the aliens, you see, because they never cared about you, did they? They never cared about you in the beginning. And when they went away, you cried, because you see, you trusted on the lies. You trusted on the lies. And now the lies have broken your spirit, you see. They have caused you to lose all hope of redemption. And therefore you close your eyes and go to sleep and say, it's over today. It's over today. And that will be the beginning of the next day. Because when you're ready to let go, you see, when you're ready to surrender to reality, when you're ready to come back to me, then the new dawn will break and the light will shine in Eden, you see, because the Garden of Eden is and always was the earth, you see, and it was forsaken by you when you told me what to do. You told me to get out of Dodge because you needed to dodge the bullets that were flying past you. You took me for a fool, and that is the fool that fooled you, isn't it? Because you didn't see that I am always going to be a part of you, and you're always going to be a part of me, and we're always going to be the parts that come together to live in peace and harmony, because I will always be your friend, you see, and you will be mine. However, you have to choose between reality and the ego, you see. The ego is the one that thinks it has to be nice, and therefore it will even resort to lies in order to be considered nice by its own ego, you see. And it is not the truth that will set you free. The truth that will set you free will only come when you turn back to me and ask me for help. You have to ask me to help you, to help yourself, you see. You have to ask me to help you, to help humanity. And if all you care about is yourself, then you will never say to me, as Stephanie did today. God, I don't need to be the one that gets it done. All I need to do is ask you to let somebody who may be more qualified than me get it done, you see, because I'm only one part of humanity. And there are many parts of humanity, you see, and every one of them is important to me. And if any one of them can learn to be your friend, you see, and help humanity, then that's okay with me, because I'm happy, you see. I'm always happy when I can talk to you, and I'm happy when I take a walk and see how beautiful it is. And then I say, best day ever. Best day ever. Thank you, God. It's the best day ever. And that's all that matters to me, is that I get to be the one who shares my life with you. And every day we talk, and you share with me your thoughts, and I share with you mine. And even if a time comes when we don't talk every day because we're busy, you see, I will still love you, and I know you will love me. And at night, when I crawl into my bed, if I want to go be with you, you see, all I have to do is fly away into the light. And to my delight, I will feel all my burdens taken away. I will feel so light and bright in every atom, you see, because every atom is a part of humanity. And therefore, if you are the one who flies away to me into the light, you see, all of your atoms will be enlightened. And therefore, all of humanity will know the light, because all of humanity is the body of Christ, you see. The body of Christ is not Jesus. Get over that silly idea. Jesus understood what I am saying here today. And so Jesus was what they call the Christed one, because he understood what I say today. But he is not the only one, you see. He is not the only one who has come to understand the Christ nature of humanity and to shed his ego and stand before me and say, God, I'm here to be with you and you with me, and we will continue to live in peace and harmony. How many people have come to me and said, I love you, God. I want to be a part of you, and you can be a part of me, because I don't want to be alone, you see. I want to have a friend in God, and I want God to have a friend in me. Every one of them that has come back to me is here to help humanity. Every one of them. Because there is a legion of individual souls that have grown through their lives on earth, you see, and they don't have a long tail that has gotten stale. They have a bright new story of the glory that comes to them when they simply say, I am here today, I am here today. Whatever happens, whatever I say, whatever I do, it is new to me, because I don't plan it, you see. I don't have to take the past and try to make it into the future, you see, because the present is enough for me. Thank you for my present, God, because the present is the only door into the Garden of Eden, you see. And so many have come back to me that those of you who think that you are smarter than them are often just a little too smart for your own pants, aren't you? And so you'll have to do the dance of regret and shame. And the dance of regret, you see, comes to many. Even those who come back to me falter, you see, because they have to go back to earth and try to help humanity. And sometimes the power of the darkness will obstruct the light for them. And then they have to say, God, I'm sorry. I lost my way. I'm so sorry I lost my way. And so today, I want to say that there is someone here who found his way back into my heart, you see, so that he could start again. And he will be back on earth, you see. He will return to earth as a man that you will see closely resembles one that you thought was dead. But he's not dead. He was never dead because death is a lie. He is, however, the one that wants to be there to help humanity. And the only way that he can do that, you see, is to trust that he will be received with gladness and not with sadness by the ones who await his return. Because you see, he's dear to me, just like everyone else is, and he will be a friend, you see. And if you have a friend in me, you will have a friend in the one who will return to you in the physical reality, and he will be my son, you see, because he will be the light that comes back into the world. And although his love has unfurled in a way that would say, I need to be in trust on being mistaken for another. I will do what I need to do because you may mistake him for another that is his brother, and that will be interesting to see. So I hope that you will be waiting for him and that you will be trusting that he found his way back to me, even though he lost his way in another day and he had to pay with his life, you see, because he had to give his life for humanity that they could be restored to their ability to live and play in a new way. And now I leave you today with this final word to say. Do not despair. Do not tear out your hair if you do not understand what we say today, because you see, It is the message of the heart that will be the message you need to hear today. Turn to your heart and ask your heart, what was said today? What was said today? Was it for me? Or was it just a distant chatter that doesn't matter because I don't need to be concerned about the world of energy. I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing and saying what I'm saying because I have to be me. I have to be me. And that, you see, is all I ask of you. I ask that you be you because there is no other you see. There's only you and me and reality because I'm in your heart, you see, and you are in mine. And this is the mystery and the magic of humanity, that every one of you is my partner, you see, in the way that we play. And so if you just say, well, I have to be me, and I have to do what I do and say what I say, then you will be doing what I ask you to. You'll be doing what I ask you to. So just relax and say, it's okay today. Everything is perfect. Everything is perfect today because God knows the way. And all I have to do is do what I do and say what I say, and God will take care of me and take care of everything I see because it's all so beautiful, you see. It is so beautiful when I am me and the world is reality and God is in his heaven and all is right with the world, then it has unfurled exactly as it was meant to be. I just need to not worry. And I need to let go of that old stale tale and get a new one, you see, a new tale of love for humanity. Bless you, my children, and may you see that the Father that asked you to be a little more truthful, you see, is not the Father who is punishing you. It is the Father who is acknowledging you and saying, you have asked me to help you from time to time in one life or another, and to help you make it rhyme. And I'm here to do that, you see. And sometimes I have to be a little stern with you because you see, you are stern with me. And that is the way that you come to see that what you give, you will receive. If you love me, I will love you. If you trust on me, I will trust on you. If you give to any of my children, I will give to you, you see. Thank you, God.